do you really feel like you know who you are now? Like,
I definitely the fuck I am now. And it's crazy because the video editor that I did it in LA had borderline personality disorder. And a man with a borderline personality disorder is a very different beast. And there was a point where he gaslit me so hard, and you can tell my mental is very, very strong. It's very hard to pull one over on me. And he gaslit me so hard when we were breaking up that I called my mom sobbing, being like, "Am I a good person? Am I a real person?" I was so like I didn't understand reality. And
one of the people I got into the industry with was a male with BPD. Like,
they're different. They're really
oh
different.
yeah,
because also they don't like it's a whole different beast. But so you know what I mean.
oh yeah.
And I asked my therapist. I was like, "Look, I'm never above being wrong, but maybe I have BPD." She was like, "No, because you literally are the same in no matter who you're talking to. You know who the fuck you are. That simply could not be possible." She was like, "I'll evaluate you, but I'm telling you, you don't have it." And I didn't. But
Did he try to gaslight you into thinking that you were the one that had it?
he tried to gaslight me about that and a bunch of other things. Also, that I was a really horrible person and that I hated everyone. In fact, I never said that.
You just hate most people, not everyone.
No, I hated his friend's girlfriend because she said some off-color shit about school shootings. And as someone who witnessed both 9/11 and was very close to Sandy Hook, shit does not rock with me. He was like, yeah, a bunch of the people at my office who work there are scared to send their kids to school because of school shootings. And she goes, "Oh, are those really happening that often? Where have you been? Also, if it happens once, that's enough." And I was like, "Yeah."
Well, obviously not for America.
That's right, exactly. No, no, exactly. And I was like, "Yeah, I don't like that bitch." And apparently, yeah. So men with BPD are very, very, very different because of also how men express their emotions. So like, women with BPD will like, totally have a crying fit and do a lot like stuff like that. That's more meltdowny. I feel like men with BPD have more tantrums,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women with BPD, it's just like, it's like, it's very hot or cold at times. It's rough.
Yes, I've had women friends with BPD. I have one right now.
I've dated a couple.
Yes, I have some now. And the ones that I have now are very self-aware of it. I've had ones who were not. And the ones who are usually not are ones who are very privileged. So they can get away with being unaware and rich and BPD.
Money buys most things.
Money buys a lot of things. Money buys pussy, which is also why I like sex work, honestly, because I feel like every interaction is transactional and people don't understand that it's a give and take. And usually if you have a friendship breakup or something, or a romantic breakup or a professional breakup, it's because somebody's taking more than somebody's giving, and that balance is not like it's
I mean, often yes, but there's other variables in that. Like, I've definitely had friendships fall apart because I took a path in life that was the path less fucking walked, and fucking jealous about it.
That's true, but I feel, and that's happened to me too. I feel like in that moment I was taking more than I was willing to give. And what I was giving before was like their comfort. And actually I'm taking my comfort, and that is an imbalance. You know what I mean? But all that to say is that, wait, what were we talking about before?
BPD.
No, there was something else that you said, and we were talking about, breakups and sex work. The reason why I like sex work is because the rules never change and they're extremely explicit. So you know what the give and the take is. And that honestly, like, I'm such a good communicator now. One, because I haven't gone to rehab, makes me a really great communicator. You have to learn how to do that. And then once I started doing it with myself in that situation, then I started doing it in my, sex work life. And then when that just kind of bled into other areas of my life. Yeah, and I feel like that's really important to do, because you think like, okay, why am I interacting with this man? If it's like, if I don't know that it's extreme dick, like if you haven't come with the Yelp reviews, what the fuck are you doing in my apartment, right? If you're not,
I mean, sometimes you gotta do it for the bit.
That sometimes you ever dick you'll never see again. Sometimes, and that's like where I'm like,
oh no, I've definitely
not strange, right?
I've definitely had some strange. I fuck some people where I did not ever learn their real name.
No, I used to write down every single person I fucked, and there's one person that says Jake's brother's roommate (parentheses anal). There's another one that says rando after PhD club opening. Hates me too.
I'm a horrible person.
Yeah.
Like, there was definitely a girl. I don't remember her name. I know we hooked up a handful of times. I think we were technically dating. I do not remember her name.
Same. You know what you do in those situations? I figured out what to do. There was this dude, and he sent an Uber for me, and I asked the Uber driver what his name was. It's Kevin. It took me months. That's really bad. I would just say, "Hey, you." You're so cute, you. But yeah, no, I feel like, when women think about like, oh, sex work is weird because it's so, transactional. It's like, okay, but like, are you in a relationship with that man because he's giving you what you want and or need in the moment or in the tangible future? Or are you with him because of potential, because of dreams, because of nightmares?
Don't ever do things for fucking dreams.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, so what are you actually getting out of this? Nothing? You're getting potential? Does that pay your bills?
Because
Does that
sometimes
dry your
people
tears?
Because sometimes people are fucking lonely and afraid to be alone.
Right. And like in that moment, that person has what you need in the moment. A warm body to sleep next to at night.
I've been that man before.
And I've been that girl before.
There have definitely been some people who have dated me and were like, they came to their senses like, oh, yeah, I could definitely do better.
Yeah. I was looking, I was at like this dude that I dated. I'm another dude that I'm still friends with one of his friends, because obviously. And I was just looking at him and I was like, I dated you when I hated myself. Just like based off appearance. I'm like, you are giving nothing. And that's okay. But in the moment, he was giving everything, which was dick.
Hey, sometimes that's enough.
Yeah, I just need to be piped down in the moment.
You know what's never enough, though?
What?
Just being nice. That's fucking enough, because that is baseline.
That's true. That's really true, honestly. And it's interesting? Like, I feel like growing up was always the person who like was friends with everybody. Like, I was well known, but I was just friends with everybody because just like, I think because I've had such low moments in my life, it's like you've been so low, you never want anybody else to feel that way. And you've been so high that you want other people to feel that way, right?
Yeah, you want bullying to come back.
Yeah. Yeah, but two things can be true at the same time.
For sure. I just wanted to wanted to call you on that.
No, I think both of those things are true. And
obviously, you said them. They're on record. They're
true.
on fucking record.
I actually did say both those things because I do think they're both true. But I feel like a lot of times, like people who like, you ever seen like a movie where like the popular kid's an asshole? And I'm like, this movie was totally written by someone who was like a loser, but also rude, because when is the popular person ever an asshole? You know what I mean? Everybody liked and idolized this person, but they also hated them. That doesn't make any sense. No. If you're popular, you're obviously doing something that makes a lot of people enjoy you, and you're probably yourself all the fucking time.
Right. Well, and they're generally just ignoring the people that are unpopular.
No, exactly. I'm like, who wrote this fucking film?
Oh, I mean, you think the writers were the popular kids in school?
You're right. You're right. Exactly.
And that's the thing that most of America needs to disconnect from, is actually most of the world, is every piece of entertainment you've ever enjoyed was written by someone who's a fucking writer who's making this up.
Yeah, Mindy Kaling. Dude, I watch the Mindy Project all the time. That bitch is so weird.
I mean, look at Girls. Like, that has any basis in reality?
You know what's funny? Is like when you watch Girls, okay, when you watch Sex and the City, you're like, okay, I am a Carrie, I am a Samantha. You're one of those archetypes. Unfortunately, when you watch Girls, you realize you are all of them. Nah, you're all of them, unfortunately. But like, do you remember that episode where Childish Gambino was the Black Republican dating Lena Dunham?
Yep.
Jump scare. Oh my God, this is America. Oh my God.
So many people like all forms of entertainment, porn, not even just porn. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I remember as a kid, my dad being like, oh, I wanted you to go take karate lessons, but I want to find you a Mr. Miyagi fucking.
Oh my God.
Like,
sir,
that is a fictional character.
Sir, oh my God, stop. Do you know how many people will tell me that I look like, well, I mean, I like these women. They'll be like, oh my God, you're kind of like Zendaya. You're kind of like Keke Palmer. I'm like, no, I'm actually just Addis. We're just black at the same time. That's what's going on. But like, they're like, oh no, you literally could be in Euphoria. I'm like, I mean, sure. Like, I did a shit ton of drugs. Like, I am kind of vibey. But like, I don't think like I'm just like Rue Volume 2. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Sydney Sweeney is not her character. She's not Cassie.
No, and she's certainly not Megan Fox. No. Nar, babes, nar.
Right. It's all acting. It's not real. Stop basing shit off fucking fiction.
That's right. And you know, when people talk about how porn is ruining real sex, I'm like, well, here's the thing. Do you talk to your friends like they do on a sitcom? No, because that would be strange. You have to obviously act out a scenario of conversation in a sitcom because it's TV,
right.
Similar to porn. Obviously, you're not going to have sex in missionary position where the bodies are all covered, because then you can't see it on the camera. You have to have missionary position like this. That is how that works, because you're performing. Yet for some reason, if I ran into Jerry Seinfeld on the street and he wasn't being funny, it would be weird if I was like, guys, I saw Jerry Seinfeld and that's an unfunny bitch. They'd be like, well, he was off duty. Yeah, me too. That's fucking you.
Right. Exactly.
That's it.
It's really that simple.
People just don't understand that it's actually sex acting. But also, I was talking to my aunt the other day, and she was like, you know, you ever been in like a really, really high-rise building? You're on like the 53rd floor, and you notice that the windows are super clean, and you think, huh, who cleans the windows, right? There's somebody that cleans the windows, and even though you don't know who does it, you know that somebody does. You might not know who does the porn, who records the porn, who edits the porn, but it's a very important job because at the end of the day, you're making people happy and it's entertainment.
Exactly.
And those people are real people because I would never say, fuck those bitches who clean the windows on the 53rd floor.
No, someone needs to do the job. Someone's paying those people because someone has to do the job.
And you know, exactly. Somebody has to do the job. Like there's a market for it, but also there's a need for it. It's not even just a market, there's a need.
Right.
And like when I hear sex work is work, I throw that shit out the window because I think it's at this point a really trite way of just like trying to seem woke. What I like to say personally is sex workers are workers because that says regardless of what you think about the profession, the person doing it is what legitimizes and humanizes the job.
Oh yeah. Well, I one of the things I fight with people in the comments about all the time is like, oh, that's not a real job. I'm like, then why does the industry generate billions a year?
Exactly.
Like, you know what the best way to fight pornography is? Vote with your wallet. Stop spending money on it.
Open your purse. I actually have my Cash App account in all my links on my Instagram, so you can donate to a sex worker.
But 100%, I'm assuming you would stop doing sex work if you made no money at it.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a reason why I had a corporate job, which is like what America wants you to do, and also at the same time, I was throwing ass at night. Okay. I had the job that you're supposed to have. I was doing the American dream. I'm working on the biggest campaigns. I'm working at the best advertising agency in the fucking world. Out of college, I worked at Wyden Kennedy, which did the Colin Kaepernick Nike ads. They did the Sweetie McDonald's meal. That whole celebrities having McDonald's meals. That's the place that I worked at. So I'm working at the creme de la creme place and still doing sex work. And you're trying to tell me that it's not work? Babes, look inside.
One thing that being a content creator has taught me is there are a lot of really stupid people out there.
So many. Oh, God. And this is why I think we should bring back bullying because not everybody needs to feel like their opinion matters. Because sometimes your opinion doesn't matter.
Often.
Often. Let's wake that up. Often.